Hey guys, it's Sarah, Less of Sarah. I know last week I talked about starting up Tough Love Tuesdays. This is not going to be a Tough Love Tuesday video. I think I probably will do one next week, but this week I owe a video to someone that I know here on YT. I promised her I would talk about it. And so I'm going to get to that, but I wanted to talk about two things really quickly first. Number one, today is Walton Surgery Day. Yay! Mama bitch, as we call her. Today is Sue's big day. Her surgery is in about an hour or less. I believe it's around 11:30. So I'm really excited for her. I texted with her a little bit this morning, and I hope that her surgery goes well and that she has a quick recovery. Me and the rest of the bitches are going to go visit her tomorrow morning. So hopefully we're going to get her up and walking around and start cracking the whip on her. So, but please keep her in your thoughts today. Number two, I will probably talk about this on Friday again, but just in case I forgot, I wanted to say, I did it. I finally signed up for a 5K. I know, I've told you all how much I just don't like running. Don't like it. Don't think I'm going to like it. Don't know that I'm going to run the whole 5K. It's September 7th, so it's less than 3 months away. I don't run at all right now, like at all. I don't even jog. If I'm on the treadmill, it's like a really brisk walk. I still weigh, 291. So I don't know. We'll see. But I am going to do Couch to 5K starting at the end of the month. And yeah, it's a night run, which is really cool. So you get a t-shirt and a headlamp. There's a big party afterwards. It's a party run. I mean, it is a race. It's timed, but whatever. Some of my friends are going to do it with me. So, and none of them are runners either. So frankly, if I run at all, I'll probably be doing better than they are. So that's motivating in a way, I guess. But my goal is not necessarily to run the whole 5K. That would be awesome. My goal is to finish the 5K, to say that I did it. My goal is to run 50% or more of the race. Not necessarily the first 50 and then walk. I mean, it might be broken up, but we'll see. I'm willing to train for it, but I also know that my body is only going to do what my body can do. And so if by some miracle I can run the whole race, that will be a huge NSV for sure. So I'm excited about that. So I wanted to get to the topic today. And this is kind of a Tough Love Tuesday in a way for myself because I have a big mouth. I don't know if you guys have noticed. I love talking and sometimes I just say whatever comes to mind and I don't always think. And every once in a while that gets me into trouble and I'm okay with that. That's my personality. That's been me my whole life. And, generally I don't say things that I don't mean, but I may say things that come out in a way that I didn't intend them to. So when I was in New York, I made some videos with my friend Max, and one of the things that we talked about in passing was failed surgery. And basically we both said, as far as I'm concerned, it's the patient that fails the surgery and not the other way around. And I do believe that. Okay, I'm not backpedaling on that statement. However, one of my subscribers, who is totally awesome, you should all follow her. I'm going to put her link below. Her name is Harry Draco Girl 1989. Her name's actually Sarah, which is another amazing, awesome Sarah on YouTube. Go figure. There's like at least 4 or 5 of us, minimum. Gotta be more. But in this community, I know at least 3 or 4 who are fantastic. But enough, about how great Sarah's are. She is actually in Australia. She's in Perth, which is great. So I love watching her videos and listening to her accent. Makes me reminisce about the time that I lived in Australia. Anyway. And also, if I ever visit again, hopefully I'll have a good excuse to go to Perth. So, but Sarah is a revision patient. So she had a lap band for a number of years and now she's revising to VSG. So she's just had her lap band removed, I think about, don't quote me on it, I think maybe a month ago. And has VSG surgery scheduled in August. So Sarah sent me a really lovely inbox message just saying, and I think that she might have commented on the video as well, saying like, I can't really 100% agree with you on that because I had surgery and it did fail me. And I'll, let you watch her channel if you want her whole story. But basically the story is that she had a lap band, and they believe that her lap band started to leak around the time of her second fill, which I think was just a month after her surgery. So her lap band never really worked properly. And her surgeon did say to her, you didn't fail. Your surgery failed you. And I think the problem with, this sounds weird, the problem with me is as much as I, obviously like follow people who have lap band and all of that, somehow in my mind when I talk about weight loss surgery, lap band is never the first thing that comes to mind because it's not a permanent surgery. And so when I talk about you failing your surgery versus the other way around, I'm really not talking about lap banders, to be honest, because there is a part of that lap band surgery that you have no control over. So you have no control over whether your band slips or it leaks or it's not placed properly or any of that stuff that can happen, which is just a surgical complication, right? I'm talking more about quote unquote permanent weight loss surgery. So gastric bypass, VSG, DS, that sort of thing, where, when your surgery is done, it's done. And as long as the surgery is done correctly, it's then up to you to make it work. And so if you suddenly, start gaining after that, or you gain back your weight, that's not a result of your surgery. That's a result of you. And I'll be honest and say, if you are the one who's responsible for your weight gain or for your slow weight loss, deep down inside, that it's because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And it's easy to blame your surgery and say it didn't work properly for me. And like everything else, there are exceptions to the rule. I'm sure there are people for whom surgery doesn't work as well as they were hoping for a host of reasons. Sometimes there may be other physical problems that they have. So things like PCOS can really make it difficult to lose weight no matter how you're doing it. So I have to say, I didn't say that to be like controversial or anything, but I said that just to be straight up. In most cases, when you have weight loss surgery and you fail, and I hate that word because whatever, you regain, you don't lose as quickly as you should, you don't lose as much as you should. In most cases, and again, I say this from, having spent a lot of time in this community, it's your responsibility. It's because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. It's because, there's lots of reasons, but generally it's because you go back to eating the way you ate before. Or it's because you're not willing to make the lifestyle change that's required to actually lose a significant amount of weight and keep it off. Okay, so I guess that's the Tough Love Tuesday part of this video. That's reality. But what I did want to say is that was a generalization. And there certainly are people who have a quote-unquote failed surgical experience where it isn't their fault. And Sarah is one of those people who, had a lap band that basically malfunctioned and caused all sorts of problems. And I'll be honest when I say that's why I never ever considered lap band. I know there are lots of people for whom lap band has worked, but it was never on my radar as a possible surgery because of all the problems and complications that can occur. And because I needed rapid weight loss. So that's why lap band, you won't really even hear me talk about it in even my early videos. I never considered lap band for that reason. But I do know that there are lots of people here on YT and that I know on Facebook who have done great with lap band. So it just wasn't the surgery for me for that reason. So part of what I wanted to ask about was Sarah had made a video, and you can go to her channel, and I'm not really sure what the title of it was, but it was somewhat in response to my video, talking about the stigma of revision surgeries, and that she feels like people who have revisions are sort of on the fringe of the community and aren't accepted like other people are, and that when she tells someone she had a failed weight loss surgery, that she feels like their first impression is that she failed, and that no matter what she says, that they're thinking in the back of their mind, oh, you just couldn't do it or whatever. And that was interesting to me because I've never thought about that. I think if you know Sarah's story, you wouldn't hesitate to say, yeah, that was definitely not your fault. But I can imagine that if you just came out and said to someone, oh, I had my lap band removed, it didn't work, that they might have that momentary thought of, well, did the lap band not work or did you not work the lap band? So I can understand that. And although I don't really feel that way about you know, people who have revisions. I mean, I do follow quite a few people who have had revision, especially from lap band to sleeve. And I have to say, especially in the case of lap band to sleeve, I never think, oh, that just didn't work for you. Or you know, couldn't do it. I just think, oh, maybe lap band didn't work for them, or maybe there was an issue with their lap band. So I know for me that's not really the case, but I can definitely imagine that there are people who do sort of have a different view of people who have had revisions. There is one person that I know of who is having a revision, and I don't know. I'm trying to think of how I felt about that when I first, you know, I think I'm just not the kind of person who necessarily makes that kind of snap judgment without knowing someone. If I knew the whole story and I knew the person hadn't really done their best and was having a revision, I still don't think that I would feel any differently about it. I mean, they're just taking the next step, trying to do the next thing. I mean, we've all failed on diets before, and I don't think that we necessarily look at each other and go, oh, look at so-and-so, she failed on that diet. Like, we've all done it, so I just think of it as the same thing. So I'm wondering, I guess I would love to hear your comments on this, and if you are a revision, rewind, if you are a revision patient, do you feel the same way that Sarah does? Do you feel like people look at you differently in the community, or treated differently in the community, or just in general, do people do you feel like they think that you're a failure and that's why you had to have a revision? And I guess what can we do, you know, as a community to make people who have had revisions feel included? Because I definitely don't want revision patients to feel like they're on the fringe of this community. I don't feel like they are. You know, I feel like their journey is like anyone else's. So thank you, Sarah, for making that video and for making that comment and sending me your message, because, yeah, sometimes my mouth moves a lot faster than my brain. But thank you for bringing this to light, because I think it's something that's really important to talk about in the community and something that we can all learn from. So I hope that you guys all check out Sarah's videos, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. I will probably be back tomorrow with another video on a little bit more personal topic. I've always said I wanted to be honest with you guys about what was happening in my journey, and the truth is that I'm struggling a bit right now with something, and I wanted to share that with you guys. So that'll be tomorrow, and until then, remember to appreciate every step in your journey. Have a great day.